Hello, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me for this acrylic painting tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a Delphinium. It's going to be our flower of the month for July. What month is it? I'm going to show you step by step how to do it from start to finish. I've got my husband Mark with me.
Hey there, everybody.
He's been in chat for our live show, so if you have questions, you can ask those and we'll try to answer them. Thanks. Let's get started. So these are the ones we've done before. These are all in order here. And so we're going to be adding today to our Flower of the Month series. It's been kind of a fun series. Hope you guys have been enjoying it. All these little mini 5x5 inch canvases. Let's set those aside so I don't get paint on them. We're going to be using a gallery wrap 5x5 inch artist series canvas from Fredrix today. It's got the nice thick sides so you can set them up on their side and you don't have to actually frame them. Go over brushes really quick. I've got a number 6 Filbert for our background, and then for some of the flowers and details we're going to use a 1/4 inch angle, 3/8 inch angle, and a number 6 Filbert. And then for some of the splattering we'll just need a fan brush or a toothbrush or something like that. And then to draw on our canvas we're going to want some sort of a water soluble pencil or chalk. So let's go ahead and zoom on in there, honey. Thanks. Go over our palette colors. So I've got Burnt Umber, Unbleached Titanium, Cadmium Yellow Medium, Phthalo Green Yellow Shade, Ultramarine Blue, Dioxazine Purple, Quinacridone Magenta. This is Zinc White for some of the reflections on our vase, but you can just use regular white if you don't have it. And then this is Titanium White. All right, so I'm going to start with my large Filbert brush, and you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and draw it first so that we can go around the vase part of it at least. Go ahead and zoom in a little tighter, hon. There we go. Good. All right. So our vase is going to, these are pretty tall flowers, so we want to leave room for them. So they're going to be kind of up in this area. Well, in here, there's like a little bit of a fern showing over here. And then there's another big clump of the flowers going off in this direction. So just below halfway, if that's our halfway mark right here, we're going to go just below that. And then our vase is actually going to come almost right at the center and around. It's like a circle, really. That's about all it is. Cute little pink vase. There we go. So that's the main thing where we're going to paint around, and then we're going to kind of paint around these flower formations here a little bit. Okay, that's all we're gonna do for that. Let's grab our Filbert here. I'm gonna get a little bit of water, and I think we've been doing different grays for the backgrounds, so I think I'm gonna do a green and purple mixture and make kind of gray-green for our background on this one. That'll be nice. And if we want to gray it out even more, we can either get like a burnt umber to it. That'll make it even more kind of neutral. We could even add a yellow to counteract that purple, but I've got the green in there, so that's tricky. But I think that this will be, yeah, that's a lovely color. Nice kind of pale, minty, almost blue-green. Very pretty. All right, and you can see I'm just kind of dabbing it on, letting my brush strokes show. Go around that vase there. So we are filming from our new studio today. Those who've been following us on our Facebook posts and we finally got, that was a quick 1 week conversion over to our new studio.
Yes, we have moved south.
Huh?
We've moved our studio to the southern part of the house.
Yeah, exactly. Approximately 8 feet to the south.
No, about 20
10?
feet.
No, the bathroom right here from here to here, that bathroom is not 20 feet wide, hon. That bathroom is like 8 feet max. 10 feet, maybe. No, not 10 feet. We'll figure it out later and let you know.
We'll do a live measuring on Facebook.
The living room's 20 feet, so it's not the width of the living room. All right, so we are dabbing this on here. And I'm deliberately kind of going over the area that my flowers are going to go because we're going to want some of that background color in between our flowers. So we don't want to cover that all up. But yeah, our new studio it's going to be nice. Mark is actually sitting next to me in a regular spot, and he's not crammed in the corner like I kept him before. So I can actually...
I've been promoted.
Quite nice.
I'm trying to get
I think we're going to like it. We're going to have to rearrange a few things and try and figure out. I don't think we're going to be able to fit in all the same stuff that we had before, but that's okay.
It's a bigger studio and we can't fit the same amount in here.
Exactly. It really, just because of the configuration of the closet, we've got a lot bigger closet, so that I'll give up some space to get the bigger closet. We lost some wall space because of the closet doors. So, but I'm going to put some of this darker color just underneath here as our shadow. And I might bring it out a little bit on both sides, kind of more on one side. Okay, there we go. Looks good. And then let's put in some random dabs of color here and there. And I'm gonna, whoa, this is already drying. We are super, we had some flooding. Exciting, always when you're renovating, right? The bathroom is being renovated that shares this wall with the studio, so it flooded on the day that they finished the floors. So they finished the floors and went home, and about 8 o'clock that night, Spencer heard water running, and we all came running in here, and there was water about 1.5 to 2 inches deep in that bathroom coming through the walls into both bedrooms on either side of it. So the floors, the new floors got wet. Hopefully not permanently damaged, we're seeing, but we got a big old dehumidifier, so there's like, it's like super dry in here.
Super dry, yes.
So I have a feeling my paints are gonna dry really fast today. It's like living in the desert again. I'm sure those who are from the West Coast can appreciate this. Low humidity areas. All right, I'm just using up what I've got on here while I've got this color, because I do not want to have to try to mix it again for the sides. Just using it up, painting this, dabbing this on here. That also gives that front side a little bit of chance to dry before I do any layers on top of it, so it's good. Kind of a win-win here. So yeah, we weren't able to fully move into the studio because we were not sure if we could put the stuff onto that wood that's still wet. We left that area open, so hopefully by next weekend we'll be fully moved in, and probably not unboxed, but at least starting to get in there. But we're posting all kinds of pictures, mostly on Patreon, and then reposting from there to Facebook and different places. So, and if you want to get on my newsletter, we posted some pictures on my newsletter. You can sign up at my website, thankfulart.com. So there's a place to sign up for the newsletter. We've got Brennan sending that out every week for us.
I think I got my mic fixed.
What?
Everybody's was wondering why they couldn't hear me.
Oh.
And I was also.
What happened?
Because I was talking into the back of the microphone.
You had your microphone turned around the wrong way?
Yeah, I didn't know that there was a backside to this microphone.
I did not either.
And so when I finally looked at it, it says back on the backside. And now it works. It works relatively well.
That's funny.
Note to self.
That's the joy of like doing this live, because we would have gone through the entire recording not knowing that. if we didn't have folks watching with us. So thank you
Yeah, I couldn't hear myself very well during the all my
for
pre-checks,
the intro.
but I wasn't sure. And then everybody's like, yeah, he's really low.
I like this color. I think I want to paint my walls this color now. It's like white in here. I'm not used to white walls. It's kind of freaking me out a little bit. I'll get used to it, but the entire house is being painted like off-white. It's just not right.
That's what I wanted 17 years ago.
Exactly. That's what Mark asked for 17 years ago. And
So
I was like,
you had
no.
17 years of color. I get 17 years of off-white.
Okay. All right. Not exactly sure why I agreed to that, but okay. All right, so let's do our little vase here. I'm gonna actually, why did I grab the zinc white? I'm not sure. All right, I think I'm gonna use the unbleached titanium to do that because it'll make it a little bit warmer pink. And then grab some white here. It's actually pretty light. No, actually, I think I like the, it's kind of a, let's mix these two together. We'll just get a big old blob of color here. I am? Why? You're not hearing me?
When you turn to the paint,
Oh, sorry.
We
Okay,
don't
I'll
hear
turn
you
this
very
way to
well.
talk. Sorry. Okay. I said that and I look at my paints again. Well, I can't talk and look at, see what I'm doing and look at the mic. Maybe we need to move it on this side. We probably have room for it now. All right. I'll offload some of that paint so I don't have so much on my brush here. That's good. That's about the right color. So it's got a little bit of the warmth in it from the unbleached titanium, but mostly it's just titanium white and quinacridone magenta. And I'm going to pop that little vase in there.
okay, can you go over the background color one more time? People are coming in late and they're like, oh,
What color was it? It was burnt umber, Dioxazine purple, and green. And then white to lighten it up. Okay, so I'm doing this edges a little bit fuzzier. I'm noticing I don't know. I kind of wanted this series to be kind of real impressionistic, and I'm getting like a little bit fussy with the details. So I kind of want to, not super messy, but I do want to kind of fuzz out those edges a little bit. So you can do that by just kind of almost dry brushing those edges so that they kind of break up a little bit and they soften the silhouette so they're not super hard, crisp edges. It just gives it a little bit softer look. Like this is a hard edge and this is the softer edge. You can kind of see the difference. So I can go over this and just kind of feather over that line just a little bit.
okay, we got a question here.
Yep.
They would like to know if they don't have the phthalo blue in either shade color, what could they substitute?
Phthalo blue?
I'm sorry, phthalo green. They don't have the blue shade or yellow shade.
Well, do they have phthalo blue? Do they have the blue shade of phthalo green? If you have no, they don't have any phthalo green. Well, phthalo blue and yellow are phthalo green, so you can mix it. Green is actually one of the easiest colors to mix. So if you have a bright kind of ultramarine blue is not a great one to do because it's too purple. It's like a purpley blue. If you pick a blue that's kind of on the green side already, then you can really easily get a really bright, vivid green like phthalo green with just mixing yellow in, like a cadmium yellow or a cadmium yellow light would even give you a brighter green than the cadmium yellow medium, which is kind of an orangey green or orangey yellow. All right. So there's that. I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna get my little angle brush here. And let's go ahead. This is pretty dry now. It dried pretty fast in here. I'm not surprised.
It was 38% humidity in
Yeah.
here a little while ago.
Yeah.
I just brushed against a display thing there and shocked myself. So
Yeah. Pretty dry. Pretty dry. All right, so get a little bit of water. I mixed up some brown with my phthalo green here, and I'm gonna just do a line like that out here, and then some lines out this way. Just using that straight edge of the brush, and then I'm going to grab some Unbleached Titanium, soften that up a little bit, and I'm just going to plop my brush down, kind of create these little leaf shapes. They're kind of like eucalyptus leaves, so they have that kind of rounded shape. I don't think they might not be eucalyptus, but they kind of have that same sort of feeling. Maybe they are. They probably are. They look like eucalyptus. Okay, going back in and highlighting some of them.
okay, they would like to know, what drawing programs do you use?
Drawing programs?
Yeah, like on a computer.
Do
Do you use like any type of
to do my traceables, I use Photoshop, Adobe Photoshop. I found I've tried different apps for that, for the traceables, and Photoshop is the only one that can kind of keep up with the fast drawing. Some of the apps have a lag, so you're doing like this, and it's like the processing is too slow to catch up with you. So I haven't found. Now I do use a Note that comes with Samsung Note. It has like an inborn thing in my tablet and my phone. They both have styluses that came with them. So I do use those from time to time to just do sketch ideas in Note. And that just, like I said, I think it's just Samsung Note is what it's called. But I don't use any other paint programs really. I've tried a couple, and I've actually paid for a couple of different apps, Paint and Draw, and I think there was another one I can't remember. But I didn't like any of them because they couldn't keep up with the speed of the drawing. So, but the Samsung Note does pretty well. It's limited on the things that you can do with it, but it does pretty well. I do enjoy it. All right, I'm going to grab some more of this darker color. I cleaned out my brush just so that I could get a good straight edge because I was kind of smushing it around. And I'm just going to do these like fern shapes, and I'm just going to tap the tip in these. Try to kind of create these fern shapes here. I got a little bit messy on that side. Can probably just kind of blop it down. It's probably better than tapping it too much. There we go. Like that.
Ooh, we got a good question here.
Okay.
They would like to know, how do you properly hold a brush?
I hold mine kind of like a pencil. There's some artists that hold them like real far back on and hold them like this. And there's a school of art that will tell you to do that, and it's actually easier on your wrist and things. So if you have problems with carpal tunnel or something, you might practice holding it like this. Now, this is better if you're working on an easel. Obviously, you can't do this if you're doing it on the table. It's just not going to work. But I hold mine kind of like a pencil. And, depending on what I'm doing, I hold it a little bit farther back if I'm kind of dabbing and trying to keep it random looking. And then if I'm really, wanting to get up close and do some good detail, I'll choke up on it and get it real tight near the tip. But I kind of hold it on the first two fingers there. And then you can use your thumb to kind of roll it and control the direction of the brush angle. I feel like I didn't do a very good job on these ferns. That's all right. Okay. Let's add, keep spraying these, a lot of paints down. Let's grab some more of that pink. And I've got this pre-mixed area here, so I'm just going to grab some of that. I'm going to add the darker pink to it. Just make a color for our shadows, highlights on our shadows on our vase. I added just a little bit of purple. Excuse me, I'm sorry. That was a beautiful noise. Did you catch that? I think I turned toward the mic for it.
Yeah, you were.
Thanks.
I had it turned up real loud so I could hear you while you were doing your paint, so you kind of turned into it.
Good. You're welcome. Sorry about that. It snuck up on me. Oh my gosh, it smells like paint in here so bad. There's so many when they did the floors, that glue, which is about to knock you out, it was pretty potent. So my allergies have been really acting up. All right, so I'm kind of trying to mimic the angle of this vase. I'm exaggerating these shapes a little bit because it's pretty subtle on her reference photo. So I'm kind of exaggerating the colors a little bit, beefing them up a little bit more than even on the photo, just to kind of give it a little bit more contrast. So down low, kind of a darker color on half of our vase, and then coming around here, there's a little bit right up here. And I'm trying to catch that outer edge too, so that it softens it. And really, I think this comes down a little bit more. It's kind of a little bit more elongated because we're kind of looking down at it from top. And bring this down just a little bit more. Right here, so it's not a perfect circle, it's kind of more of an oval. There we go. Right. Get this lighter pink color. I'm going to grab some white and come in from the sides with that. I like this green background. I do. It's pretty. I have to remember that combo. I use it a lot in landscapes, so it's a really pretty color. I don't usually use this much light with it. I usually use it for shadows because that purple and green together make a really beautiful dark green. And then when you add the brown to it, it's just really, really nice. All right, so let's let that set. And grab a little bit more of this green here. Just do a few more little like leafy shapes so that there's something in there behind our flowers. And let's start putting in our flowers. So I'm going to start with blue and a little bit of purple. This is Ultramarine Blue. A bit of Dioxazine Purple. Makes that really pretty violet blue color that the Delphiniums have. I love blue flowers. They're so pretty. So we're going to put in really dark at first, and then we'll add the highlight colors on top, but we need these dark in there to give us some depth. So there's kind of three, well, there's probably more, but there are three that I can see in here. So I'm just going to dab in here and try to kind of cover up all my white spaces that I'm seeing. But I'm not filling in too tight. I'm still dabbing in dots, so getting a little bit of that flower feeling from it. And then at the very top of these, they do these kind of almost straight, flat thingamabobs. So we'll do some of those. Like that. And then I'm going to add some white. So go kind of a medium color now. And then we're going to add some of that. And each new layer we're going to add a little bit less. So we're just building up those colors. I'm trying to kind of figure out where the individual petals are going to go. I'm looking at my reference photo. I'm not kind of copying it exactly, but just trying to keep that in mind. I think I'm going to bring some out there on that side a little bit more. Maybe over here too. Some of that darker color. Okay. I think I'm going to put one out this way. There we go. You know me, I gotta fill up those spaces. Can't leave it. All right, let's grab some. I'm gonna try the light Unbleached Titanium. It's got that little bit of yellow tone to it, so it'll give me a different color. Light blue, slightly more green shade. I'll do some of that. Yeah, let's go a little bit lighter. There we go. So some of these have a little bit more of that green tone. I don't love that. Let's get a little bit of white. I probably could have done a phthalo blue in here too. I didn't really. It may have been on my list too. I don't know. I didn't check it. I set aside some paints. It wasn't in there, so.
Somebody asked a question earlier. How do you get your stems so thin? They have a hard time doing that.
It has to do with your brush. If you have to look, it's. We're not streaming? Is Spencer doing something?
That's good. Keep going.
Okay. Like I said, the internet's been real spotty, so we may need to call them back and have a look at it. Okay, so I'm going to go back in here now with Ultramarine Blue. I added a little bit of purple highlights here and there if you missed it. Not sure if we were erring or not. Mark said we weren't, so. I added some bright Ultramarine Blues in sections. There we go. And to show you about the angle brush, you've got to have a brush that is in good condition. If you've got a thick bristled brush or a brush that is fuzzing out and won't hold a thin blade, then you won't be able to get straight lines at all. I said I was going to do it on paper, but where is it now? There it is. No. So if you load your brush on its edge like this, what you're doing essentially is spreading those bristles out so that when you go in there, you're going to get a thicker line. Yeah, zoom out a little bit. I didn't realize we were so tight on here. Yeah. So if you're trying to load it and you've got your edge flat like this, you're just basically smushing down that flat edge, and your bristles are going to separate out. So to get that fine line, you've got to do it from its side and turn it over. So do one side and then the other, and really press it hard down so that you're making that line as thin as you can get it. And then if you really do very, very fine pressure on there, you can get the tiniest little lines. But it all has to do with how you're loading your brush to begin with. And then if you're having a hard time, getting the thin lines, you can kind of hold it up tight and use your finger to kind of guide you. And make sure that you're not angling your brush, so you've got to keep it right flat. And I'm really setting down, if you look, I'm setting down my brush right on that edge so that I'm not using the tip because then it'll skip. I'm laying it flat on that angle and running it along that angled edge. And that way you can get that really thin line. So hopefully that'll help. And you really can't get very decent curved lines with this brush, but you can do some curves. But since you have to keep that angle, flat on the paper, you've got to do kind of gradual angles. And as you turn your corner, you can see how I'm turning the brush to match the angles. So, if I want a curved line, I have to turn my brush and keep it matched up with the angle that I'm doing. If I, at any point, pull against that thing, I'm going to get a wider line like that. So if I don't keep that angle right flat to where we're heading, and so it does take some practice to get the hang of it for sure, because you basically got to anticipate and turn the end of the brush. I'm just angling that end of the brush just a little bit as I'm pulling this way, so it's kind of a dual motion. So if I don't do that and I just kind of pull around the side like that, I'm going to end up with a thicker line. So, all right, and discussion.
Yeah, if you go back and watch that part again, you can see that the letters on the paintbrush, you can see them spinning as she's coming around that curve, so you can see that she's twisting the brush.
Yeah. Yep. All right, now I'm going to get some almost white here. I'm going to make some light blue with my ultramarine and lots of white. And I'm going to go in here and just kind of hit just a few little highlights here and there. And these petals, if I kind of squish my brush down and kind of lift, I can get kind of a teardrop shape. That's kind of what I'm looking for. And some of the centers have like these little blossoms that are facing us, so I'm kind of trying to do a little bit in the centers of some of those. Okay, and these ones over here are a little bit darker. I am going to add a little bit of highlight to them, but maybe just a tone darker. And then the centers of some of these have a little bit of a kind of yellowish green, just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and dab in a little bit of that. Maybe put a little bit on my leaves. There we go. Okay, so let's finish our vase and then we'll be pretty much done. These are pretty quick little tutorials. We've got another tutorial tomorrow and we don't have our printer set up. I had meant to have that. See if, click on the title and see if you can, if the bonus image is the right one for tomorrow. No, okay, go to properties. Right, okay, yeah. And then find the vote for tomorrow and put it in there and then we can show what we're going to be painting tomorrow. Sorry guys, having to give Mark a it's a brow boat with the sunset.
This one right
Yep. Okay. So I'm getting the zinc white here and I'm just going to add it along the sides here of our vase. And then I'm going to get some of that white on the very tip of the brush and just do a couple little dabs of the white.
And which brush are you using right now?
This is the angle, this same brush that I've been using.
3/8?
No, 1/4 inch angle.
Quarter.
Okay, I think I'm going to just do like that. And try to get that a little bit. I went ahead and just grabbed that white and then added some of this pink to it because it seemed like it was not quite the color that I wanted it. The intensity. Soften that up just a little bit right there. There we go. I think I want to darken up. Did you get it? Okay. I'll show it in a minute. So Sunday is our bonus video for patrons that at the $5 level. And we're going to be painting a special boat. Well, not special, but boat. We're painting a boat.
It could be special to someone.
I'm a little off my game. Can you tell I'm distracted? It's a little. I'm very. Mark can tell you. Very like anal about needing my stuff all where it's supposed to go, and knowing where everything is, and yeah. So this has been hard.
So they want to know how are the new lights working out for you.
There's some shadowing, but I think they're going to be good. I mean, it's not going to be the full. I was kind of hoping to eliminate all the shadows. It's not going to happen. I don't really know how we would do that unless we had, filtered light somehow. Everything was on diffusers or something like that. Sorry, I keep messing with this. I'm just trying to kind of get it to where it looks good to me. All right, there we go. So yeah, I think it's going to work out pretty good though. It's nice because we don't have as many lamps everywhere. It's all in the ceiling now. So, and we have the Ethernet wired into the wall, so we don't have it running the length of our living room out into the modem. We have it everything in our closet, and then it runs to the wall right where the computer plugs in, so it's much tidier. It should be nice. Everything's kind of more compacted and where it should be. So, all right, I'm gonna get a little bit of this purple and green that we used for our little touch of burnt umber that we use for our vase background. I'm going to grab a little bit of the white to tone it down so it's not super dark. And I'm going to go back under here and add back in some of our darker shadow. Actually went over the vase a little bit, which I don't mind. Alrighty. Get some white. But yeah, I was very impressed that they got this room done in 1 week. That was pretty darn nice. They did a really good job.
Like you said, you think that they were amazed that we actually had it emptied.
I know they were. They came in and they were like, oh, okay, we're ready to go. We were serious about getting it done in a week. Really, we're not messing around. All right, I still don't love the vase, but, I think maybe what I'll do is bring some of these flowers down lower on it, and that may help that hide some of the awkwardness that I'm not liking. Something like that. I'm gonna add lines out to the petals that are sticking out. I like it. Yeah, it's working. Cute. It's going back in, looking at where I need to add some shading. I feel like the vase is a little bit off. Not really sure why. I'm going to bring it in a little bit right there. Thank you. kind of disappearing out those edges a little bit. Bringing some of that green from the outside edge in. Kind of softens up that whole thing. Yeah, I like that better. We don't have any doors, so for a while it's going to be noisier than normal house noises. Spencer getting a drink. Yeah, having a little bit of that green and that pink too, I think I like it. Kind of works as a shadow color for it. Okay, let's splatter a little bit and we'll be done with this. I'm going to get a little bit of water with my fan brush here and some white. Try not to get this on our new floors. Mark was like, there's a piece of furniture that I'm thinking about painting. And Margaret's like, taking it outside. I'm like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm going to take it out. You're going to paint it in here? And I'm like, it's an art studio. I'm planning on painting in this room. Yes. It's pretty much what's going to happen in here. So hopefully the floors will survive. I'll do my best.
We can at least bring it out to where there's only concrete still in the house.
Mark's, yeah, he's thinking like an engineer there. Okay.
No, like somebody who just spent a lot of money on new wood floors.
Okay.
Just saying.
True.
I can have him put the carpet back in if you're going to be like this. Dig it out of the dumpster.
Okay. I don't want your carpet. All right, so the same thing with burnt umber here. Just splatters. You can leave these off if they stress you out. You don't like them. There's some people that really don't like them. I've gotten comments about it. So someone was like, I liked it until you splattered it. So I get it. It's not for everybody. I'm going to lay a paper towel down there and kind of blot it a little bit to soften up the look. But there we go. Our little delphiniums. They're cute. I'll sign it with my pen here if I don't have my pen. Where is my pen? I think I put it somewhere thinking I would want it. There it is. Sorry. Is that super chat?
Can't see the disco lights very well.
There we go. Oh, she's so cute. I can't stand it. All right, let's put them next to all his friends here. See if we can get them all in here. Take the palette out there if you would. Yep. Zoom out a little bit. Well, not that much.
Oh, I can't see on my side.
Okay. Thank you. There we go. Like my whole lap sitting out there.
Well, I couldn't see it didn't switch on my side. So I'm going to do super chat,
So there we go.
but you won't let me ring the bell.
No, it's super loud in here. We're gonna have to get some felt to go on the inside of the of the bell. It's really loud. You guys will thank me. It's not.
All right, so we did have 2 super chats.
Oh.
The first one was from Ronalyn, and there was no special message. So thank you very much, Ronalyn.
Yes, thank you. How do you say that?
Ronalyn, Ronalyn.
Ronalyn. Okay, that's pretty.
And then the second one was from Darlene, and she says, a little help with the rebottle for you two. Missed you last week. Glad you're back.
Oh, thanks so much. Thank you both. That was awesome. Very sweet. We appreciate it. You guys are definitely paying for this. Everybody who supports our channel is so responsible for every little bit. It's been wonderful. We're really excited. Yeah, let's show you what we're going to be working on tomorrow. There we go. So that's what we're going to be working on tomorrow. Probably we'll have 4 hours to get it done. So I think we should be able to knock it out in at least that much time. We'll see. But
And again, that's for the Patreon.
yes, $5
members.
and up. So if you're part of that group, their link is all over the place. If you go to
Patreon.com.
Patreon, you can find it. It's public. So you have to sign into your Patreon account. When you go to Crowdcast, it'll be on Crowdcast. So there's a link. It'll take you to Crowdcast. You don't need to do anything except for just sign into your Patreon account, and then check your email, because sometimes they'll send you the link into your email again to get in. I'm not sure if they're doing that for this one. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but I know I see. I go to some Crowdcast events, and they send you an email. So if you're having trouble logging in, that may be why. You may need to just go check your email. All right.
Right. And when you're in Crowdcast, you can follow Angela, and
Yes.
you should get notices anytime she goes live anyways.
Right.
Once it
Yeah.
happens.
And you don't have to be a patron to follow me, because I do once a month. I do a art chat in there for the folks. Well, I used to do it on Facebook, but now I've started doing it on Crowdcast, and I answer questions. So once a month I do a Q&A on screen. So I have to put on makeup, do my hair.
And tomorrow's time is the standard 2 o'clock, correct?
Yes, regular
So
2 o'clock time.
This time tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be painting the boat. I think it'll be a fun one. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching and for supporting our channel and helping us grow and paying for all this fun remodeling. And we're going to get a new camera probably towards the end of the year. I'm not sure. We're going to try to get through the remodel before we buy any new equipment, because we're not sure how much money we're going to have left.
We're managing our remodel budget.
Yes.
And so we
yes.
want to make sure there's plenty in the budget at the end.
Exactly. But we are definitely going to get a robotic camera so we can, Mark can,
Fancy.
He's got a little stick controller, and he can he can move side to side. He can zoom in and out. So it'll be pretty cool.
I can even use an Xbox controller with it.
Yes, he can. He's excited about it. Can you tell? So it'll be fun. And I think we can get some good angles on the painting, and yeah, it'll add to what we're doing. So we're going to keep this overhead view, but it'll be just kind of in addition to that. So it'll be a lot of fun. All right. So yeah, we'll see those who are patrons tomorrow, and if not, we'll see you next week on Saturday again. We are taking Tuesdays off until September, but I'm already kind of starting to look at stuff to paint in September. I've got some really fun things that I want to do, and I'm excited that I'll have 2 days a week we'll be back to working on Tuesday nights. So
And what are we painting next week?
next week we are painting a country fence. It's kind of like a country landscape. It should be really pretty. Kind of a sunny sky, and I'm going to add flowers, obviously, around the fence. There's not a whole lot of flowers, but we took some pictures while we were out in Fayetteville this last weekend, the weekend before, I don't know, anyhow, a while ago. And so I'm going to probably add those in. So I've got some good pictures of some wildflowers that we'll add to our country's fence scene. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for watching with us today. I'm rambling now. We'll get off of here. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow for patrons, and the rest of you will see you next Saturday. Hope you subscribe if you haven't already. That would be awesome. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment if you've enjoyed it, and you can share with me your paintings on Facebook. I've got all my social media links down in the description, as well as the links to the Brush Guys and Amazon, where you can buy supplies. All right. Thanks. We'll see you next time. Bye.